Welcome back to the video review series. Today we are conquering civil procedure, or at least part 1 of 3. Okay, so that's basically the subject matter jurisdiction. I can go into more in the lectures, but for this purpose, I want to jump to removal for the cases. This is the one time where we're not looking at the beginning of a case for jurisdiction, but after the defense has already gotten involved.
Yes.
So
I don't know these rules very well. This was one that I was like, I do remember learning this, but it was in one of what I was working on today. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a thing. Oh, my dog is agreeing. Can you hear it?
I love it. So removal to me is fairly simple, but again, that's because I deal with these cases as a plaintiff's attorney. The removal is if federal jurisdiction applied, but I didn't choose it as the plaintiff. I liked the state version better. I liked the state court better.
Right.
For whatever reason, I chose the state court. I like state court because it's less expensive than going to federal court.
So this would be like if you were filing a lawsuit as a plaintiff, and there could be a state law claim, there could be a federal claim. Yes. You chose to go to state court, right?
Exactly. Just because it can be a federal case doesn't mean I have to choose that. There is some choice. And as the plaintiff, I choose. And if I look at it and say, well, yeah, I mean, technically it could be a federal case, but I don't want to take it federal. It's got too many costs, too much time, whatever it is, I'd rather go to state court. I choose state. The defendant looks at it and says, well, we want to bleed them dry. We know that federal court is more expensive. Every time they file, they have to pay more fees, whatever the filing is. They have the
and we're a big corporation that we can play the long game. We can duke this out in federal court.
They want to bleed you until you say, you know what, I'm going to give up the case. I'm going to stop because it's more expensive to me to pursue this case than it is just to walk away.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what the calculation is. And I will tell you, it happens a lot with companies, bigger companies, your box stores like Walmart, Costco, those types of stores, because they're like, our jurisdiction isn't Maryland. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But you have a store down the road. You're Maryland.
Exactly.
Okay. You live there. But they say, but I'm not incorporated in Maryland and my principal place of business is not in Maryland. So oops.
Right.
It's diverse. You're suing for more than $75,000 and we're diverse, even though I have a store right down the road.
Doesn't matter. Right.
And all of a sudden they have filed a notice in federal court that they take my entire complaint packet, they send it up to federal court with a specific form on top, which is a notice, and they say, we're filing in federal court. Here, they don't even say anything except, here's my basis for jurisdiction. That's it. And then I get a notice from the federal court that says, we've removed your state court. I call the state court up and they say, we don't have anything to do with this anymore. You can't talk to us. Like, it's a literal, like, boom, there it's in federal court.